From summons by EACC to revelations about previous regime and rebuttals from the opposition parties on government tax calls, Kenyans are glued to their screens every 8 p.m. to get a glimpse of the reality of the nation's trajectory, occasioned by micro wins of leadership and the shadows of reaction. You can trust the award-winning TV station Maisha television for comprehensive coverage and analysis of it all here. We bring you news, views, and honor your right to information on Prime News. You are at the right place. Coming up,
we as members of the Orange Democratic Movement, in particular myself, James Ongwae, former Governor Kisii County, and Janet Ongera, Deputy Party Chairperson of ODM, have today decided conscientiously to resign from the ODM party with immediate effect.
Orange Democratic Movement greeted with defections as questions about Raila's grip on strongholds escalate. And
munajua watu ya pwani, badali yenu ilikuwa imepotea, imesukumwa, mumepata shida mingi, na yule mlikuwa mnachagua alikuwa amenyamaza.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua urges food secure counties in Kenya to share surplus plus.
Wakenya wamechoka, punda imechoka na mzigo. Hatutaki kukubali wengine wazidishe hiyo mzigo kwa Wakenya.
Kenyans should not be asked to pay extra taxes, says Azimio leader Raila Odinga. Alright, welcome. My name is Mushabi Jr. Now, President William Ruto's administration thwarted attempts to privatize the port of Mombasa. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has said that has been done. Gachagua on Thursday accused loads of impunity of trying to steal the port of Mombasa through state capture and conflict of interest. Gachagua was speaking on Thursday afternoon during the official opening of the 119th edition of the Mombasa International Agricultural Show at Mkomani in Mombasa. Reader Keroin Chebet followed that up and brings us the following report.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on Thursday presided over the opening of the Mombasa International Show at the Mkomani Showgrounds in Mombasa. The DP officially opened the 5-day International Agricultural Affair that opened its doors to the public on Wednesday.
It is our great joy as a ministry to hold the 3rd edition of this year's annual ASK Train Fairs after 2 successive ones in Nairobi, Kitale in the past week. The fairs are major events as they provide the various actors in the sector an opportunity to showcase continuous innovations and technologies that contribute to the growth of this sector in different fronts. The public is similarly delighted to have this annual event back after 2 years' absence following the containment measures instituted by government for the control of the COVID-19 pandemic, which ravaged this country.
Addressing the public, Deputy President said that they had kept their word and the port as well as the seaside city was slowly returning to full strength. He said essential operations have been returned to the port of Mombasa in line with the campaign promised by the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Munajua watu ya pwani, badali yenu ilikuwa imepotea, imesukumwa, mumepata shida mingi, na yule mlikuwa mnachagua alikuwa amenyamaza. Lakini tangu tuchukue ushukani, agizo la kwanza la rais mpya wa Jamhuri ya Kenya ni bandari ilegeshwe hapa Mombasa, na imelegeshwa. Na kwa hivyo tuna matumaini ya kwamba uchumi wa pwani utafufuka.
He added that Kenya Kwanza administration will always protect the stature of the port, saying it was a national resource that not only benefits the coastal region but the country as a whole.
Hii bandari is not available to be given to private individuals. It's a natural resource for this country na ni ya Wakenya wote, na kwa hivyo serikali ya William Ruto italinda bandari, na bandari ni ya Wakenya, na watu ya hapa pwani wapatiwe nafasi pia wafaidike kutoka bandari.
Dr. Ruto had promised that if elected, port operations previously moved inland to Naivasha will be taken back to Mombasa. Following this pledge, the president issued an order to enforce this pledge on the first day in office in September.
When we were going around the country, traversing the coastal region, we used to go round and tell the good people of Mombasa County that freedom is coming. I want to tell you, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, indeed, that freedom is here with us.
Since the operations, including the critical clearing and forwarding, were taken to Naivasha, local leaders had been urging the previous administration to reverse the initial decisions that took operations out of Mombasa. Gachagua, who revealed he will be back to the coast soon to tour the port, said the administration will always stand firm in defense of the rights of all citizens, including those living in the coastal region.
Na hivi karibuni nimemwambia gavana, mimi mwenyewe nitapata nafasi tukuja na hawa viongozi tuzunguke bandari tukiangalia vile biashara inaendelea, kwa sababu tunataka kufufua uchumi wa hapa pwani. Tungetaka, we would like to confirm to the people of Coast Region that the Ruto administration has thwarted the attempts to steal the port of Mombasa by the lords of impunity, state capture and conflict of interest. Hii bandari yenu karibu iende. Pale siku za mwisho ya serikali iliondoka, walikuwa wamefanya ukarabati wa kuimbia nyinyi bandari ya pwani. And I would like to thank the board of directors of the Kenya Port Authority for their patriotism, because they refused to allow the stealing of the port of Mombasa.
At the same time, Gachagua rallied the coastal region to fully support Ruto's administration, adding that the region has benefited with several planned government jobs.
Na ni matumaini yetu pale mbele mutawachana na ile mzee, muunge sisi 100%, kwa sababu sisi ndio tutashughulikia mambo yenu. Mnajua watu ya pwani, badali yenu ilikuwa imepotea, imesukumwa, mumepata shida mingi, na yule mlikuwa mnachagua alikuwa amenyamaza. Lakini tangu tuchukue ushukani, agizo la kwanza la rais mpya wa Jamhuri ya Kenya ni bandari ilegeshwe hapa Mombasa, na imelegeshwa.
Gachagua said apart from Vuria and Jumwa, the coastal region got Senate Speaker Amason Kingi and Kilifi Member of Parliament Owen Baya, who is the Deputy Majority Leader in the National Assembly.
Leader Owen Baya, na tuko na wengine, na hao mawaziri wetu Mvuria na huyu shujaa Mekatalili, Aisha Jumwa, shujaa shangazi wa kitaifa. Si mulisikia ile kizungu walipromosha kule siku ya kuhojiwa? Unajua wengine walikuwa wanamdharau Aisha Jumwa ati kwa sababu babake hajulikani, ati mamake hajulikani. Lakini alipofika pale akafungulia ile kizungu yenyewe na akapita. Huyu waziri Mvuria amepewa ile sekta ambaye inahusu nyinyi watu ya pwani, mambo ya maritime, uvuaji wa samaki na blue economy. Na kwa hivyo watu ya pwani mumeangaliwa vilivyo na serikali ya William Ruto.
Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad Nasir also confirmed clearing and forwarding activities were back to the coastal city.
Wale Kenya Institute of Freight Forwarders, wale ambao kwamba wanafanya ile kazi ya clearing and forwarding, jana nilikuwa na mkutano na wao, And I want to assure you, kwanza, I confirm ya kwa hiyo program ya kuregesha bandari Mombasa has already been effected. Tayari imekuwa. I am part and parcel of that witnessing. Pili, tayari wananiambia ya kuwa tayari kuna watu wenye kuanza kuleta interest ya kufungua biashara zao hapa Mombasa, na ndio tunaoyataka kuendeleza Mombasa yetu. This is the kind of partnership that we are seeking as the county of Mombasa.
The Mombasa International Show, organized by the Agricultural Society of Kenya, was held at Mkomani Showground in Nyali. It was making a return after a 3-year break due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We were actually unlucky for the last 2 years due to Corona. There was no major event here.
This year's theme for the show, which ends on Sunday, is promoting innovation and technology in agriculture and trade. The Deputy President also encouraged coastal residents to take advantage of the government plan to boost aquaculture, a sector he said remained largely untapped. He said the new state department for the blue economy and fisheries will drive the development of the sector, which supports over 2 million people. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi and counterparts Salim Vuria of Mining and Aisha Juma of Public Service and Gender were present. Others who accompanied Gachagua were Mombasa Governor Abdul Samad Nasir, Nyali Member of Parliament Muhammad Ali, and a host of other elected leaders.
Hapa Mombasa County si kupata fursa ya kusimama katika mkutano yoyote, hata sherehe ya taifa, jamhuri, utamaduni, hata siku ya leba sijawahi pewa nafasi na serikali iliyokuwa hapo awali, na serikali iliyokuwa ikiongozwa na Uhuru Kenyatta. The era and era of one Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is over and freedom is here with us.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Chebet Kering.
Right, thank you so much, Rida Kering Chebet, for that. Now, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition on Thursday censored President William Ruto's administration over the proposed increased tax burden on Kenyans and the ongoing investigations into extrajudicial killings. In a press briefing held in Nairobi, ODM leader Raila Odinga said the investigations into extrajudicial killings in the country have turned into witch hunt against former DCI boss George Kinoti and some police officers. Millicent Luamba digged that story and brings us the following report.
Kenya Kwisha au Kenya Kwanza.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has come to the defense of former Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI boss George Kinoti over what he termed as a witch hunt from President William Ruto's administration. Addressing the media on November 3rd, Raila noted that government officials had targeted Kinoti following Ruto's directive on investigations of extrajudicial killings. He stated that they will support investigations into extrajudicial killings. However, he stated that they will not allow Kinoti to be targeted in the process.
We are also concerned about the so-called probe into extrajudicial executions, which is turning into a witch hunt against the former DCI boss, Mr. George Kinoti, and some few police officers. Let's be clear on the so-called extrajudicial executions. As a party, we believe in the sanctity of life of every Kenyan. As we have said time and again, we believe in the rule of law. We believe in the due process. Naturally, therefore, we are opposed to extrajudicial executions in our country because our supporters have been the greatest victims over the years. We believe that all, not some, cases of real or suspected extrajudicial executions need to be investigated and those responsible punished. We are, however, firmly opposed to the current trend directed by a vindictive regime that the President that seems to be pursuing a personal vendetta against specific current and past state officers in the pretext of pursuing extrajudicial execution.
Raila noted the focus on the investigations had shifted from determining the cause of the extrajudicial killings to Kinoti's tenure in office. Further, he called on the government to extend investigations currently focusing on 2 missing Indians to a number of Kenyans who died mysteriously over the years.
Ruto appears to believe that the coming of the UDI regime is a perfect mandate for him to punish the officers he long had a grudge against. We are here to say no. We oppose that attempt to sacrifice state officers who, in the line of duty, may have rubbed politicians the wrong way and who are now being selectively punished for having done their job. Ruto seems to be looking for some Indians whom he lost in the middle of the August elections. Those Indians were human beings. They deserve to live, and we continue to pray for their families and hope that they be found alive and that justice shall be done in their case.
The Azimio la Umoja principals called for an inquiry into the death of businessman Jacob Juma, Chris Msando, and ICC witnesses. Raila made the statements in reference to the order for investigations into the disappearance of 2 Indians who were part of Ruto's campaign team.
As Mr. Ruto mounts a search for the Indians, whoever and whatever they were to him, we want an equally vigorous search to establish the truth behind their disappearance and death of tens of Kenyans, including the following: Sergeant Kipyegon Kenei, the administration police officer, went missing just when he was supposed to accompany his colleagues, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, to record a statement in the 39.5 billion shillings fake arms probe that involved the office of the Deputy President when Ruto was serving in that capacity. Christopher Koech, who taught at Kaunga Primary School in Mumias, who was later found lying on the side of a road near Shibuli Market with foam in his mouth and was sweating profusely. At one time, he was under witness protection and even sought refuge in a neighboring country. Maisha, whose mutilated body was found in Savo National Park, some 600 miles or kilometers from the Eldoret where he had disappeared. He too was linked to the ICC cases. Journalist John Kitui was allegedly killed for his reporting on the death of a witness in the ICC proceedings. Journalist Walter Osapiri Baraza and Philip Kipkoech Bet, alias Kipsengera, Ngeria, both wanted by the Hague-based International Criminal Court for interfering with witnesses. Their whereabouts remain unknown to date. Chris Msando, the IBC IT manager, was tortured and murdered days to the 2017 election.
The duo Mohammed Zaid and Zulfikar Ahmed disappeared weeks before the August 9th polls. Investigations on the same have also seen 9 officers attached to the disbanded Special Service Unit arrested over the same.
As a party, we demand an immediate end to the selective and vindictive process Ruto was embarked on with regard to disappearances and extrajudicial executions. Instead, we demand a transparent, professional, and inclusive public inquest to assist the country and families determine the fate or whereabouts of members who disappeared or died under unclear circumstances including the ICC witnesses and election officials.
Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
And moving on, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition again has unveiled Wafula Wamunyinyi as its flag bearer in the Bungoma senatorial by-election. In a press address on Thursday, Azimio leader Raila Odinga said the coalition had settled on the former Kandui Member of Parliament, who is a member of DAP-K party, and handed him the nomination certificate. The Bungoma senatorial seat was left vacant after Moses Masika Wetangula vacated the seat following his appointment as the National Assembly Speaker. Sharon Chepchumba brings us that report.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has handed Wafula Wamunyinyi a certificate for the Bungoma Senate race slated for December 8th. On Thursday, November 3rd, Azimio Chief Raila Odinga, accompanied by other coalition dons Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka, announced the coalition will throw its weight behind Wamunyinyi.
Tuko hapa kwanza kupeana certificate kwa Mheshimiwa Wafula Wamunyinyi kama mgombea kiti cha useneta wa kaunti la Bungoma. Yeye ndiye atabeba bendera ya Azimio katika hiyo by-election ambayo inakuja kule Bungoma.
The Democratic Action Party leader unsuccessfully defended his Kandui parliamentary seat in the August 9th elections after he lost to Ford Kenya's John Makali.
Najua nyinyi nyote mnajua Mheshimiwa Wamunyinyi amekuwa mwanabunge kwa miaka mirefu zaidi, mbunge wa Kandui constituency kule Bungoma, na uwezo wake na kila kitu inajulikana. Tuna hakika ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Wafula Wamunyinyi atabeba bendera ya Azimio vizuri katika hiyo kinyang'anyiro ya kiti cha Bungoma. Namtakie kila laheri.
The seat left vacant after Ford Kenya leader Moses Wetangula quit to contest the National Assembly Speaker's position, which he won, paving the way for a by-election. The race once again pits Kenya Kwanza in Azimio in a supremacy battle in Western. Over 15 candidates have thrown their hats in the ring in the by-election. Some of those seeking the seat include Wetangula's aide Wafula Wakoli, Jacob Machacha, Reverend Herman Kasili, lawyer Eric Nakurenya, and former Bumula Member of Parliament Mwambu Mabonga, among others.
This election is about content, is about an agenda, it's about the future of our people. And I'm able and ready for that task.
Tunataka senator ambaye atawakilisha interests za watu wa Bungoma. We don't want a senator who will be like a remote control in the hands of somebody. We want a senator who will be very independent in delivering issues that pertains the people of Bungoma.
I have accepted I'm going to be the people's candidate. I have been endorsed by the people of Bungoma and I'm going to be their candidate.
At the same time, the by-elections for South Game Ward in Siaya County, Kiomethana in Kitui County, Oloimasana Ward in Narok County, Utawala Ward in Nairobi County, and Mumias North in Kakamega County will also be held on December 8th, 2022.
Mimi kwa niaba ya chama ya DAP.
For Maisha Prime, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.
Moving on, 9 officers of the SSU unit, which was dissolved under the DCI Investigation Department, have been brought to court. The officers are linked to indiscriminate attacks, including the disappearance of 2 Indian citizens and their Kenyan driver before the last general election. The prosecution has asked the court to detain the accused for 30 days to complete the investigation. And Kenyatta University Vice Chancellor Professor Paul Wainaina has vowed to fight land cartels associated with their named influential government officials masquerading as squatters that grabbed huge chunks of land belonging to the institution. Professor Wainaina, who received a heroic homecoming at the Kenyatta University on return from his unceremonious departure from the facility in July, after a land ownership tussle regarding construction of World Health Organization regional headquarters also pledged to reclaim the ownership of the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital and revert it back to the institution.
To right the wrongs using the structures that we have that are able to deal with those kind of issues because they are anchored in our supreme law. That intervention has made it possible for me to stand here and say, I am back, I'm with you, and we are going to handle the issues that actually made me go away.
And the Kisumu High Court has deferred the plea taking for Collins Okundi, the main suspect accused of shooting dead Barack Oduor, Ida Odinga's bodyguard, in October. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions revealed that the accused had not been presented for a mental assessment, a prerequisite for all suspects facing murder charges. Justice Jacqueline Kamau ordered that the assessment be done on 8th of November at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, which only carries out mental assessments on Tuesdays. The accused will be remanded at the Kodiaga Maximum Prison and will take plea on the 23rd of November. Collins Okundi allegedly shot Ida Odinga's bodyguard in October following a domestic spat and injured one other person during the brawl in Kisumu's Mamboleo estate.
026-2022.
Subject to confirmation whether the suspect had been taken for mental assessment.
Right, with that story, I'm taking a quick commercial break, but I'll be back with more news. Don't go away.
So the situation in the country as regards the drought is very bad. It's worsening day by day. Today we are talking nationally of about 4.35 million Kenyans in need of humanitarian assistance, either through water, through food, or through health interventions in response to the drought.
Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. Education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it. Our viewers, see a better tomorrow. Our viewers value education. Our viewers dream big. Maisha Television, broadcasting to the people who see a better tomorrow. Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
Classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming.
coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you. Wait. No.
The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameenda kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa.
And local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha television digital platform. Your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. This is the place where it all happened. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susan Masaga.
Walter Usolo, Shem Bilembwa.
The voices we hear. Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV. Now every day here on Maisha Prime News, we air feature from different schools across the country that have revolutionized societies through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin. Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushabi and Rita Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hammersmith.
Barcelona is live from Damascus. We're on the doorstep.
For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased.
Take away the noise.
We are here to inform and educate you on all that is happening around you.
The fury. Hello and thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are. The fighting voices, the distortions, the color and the flashy effects. But most of all, you can take away the lights. The misrepresentation that seeks to pull us apart, and then you can finally find out what is actually happening. And when you find that, then you will find Maisha Prime News, trusted, unbiased, authoritative.
The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the best. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
The fighting voices, the distortions, the color and the flashy effects. But most of all, you can take away the lights. The misrepresentation that seeks to pull us apart, and then you can finally find out what is actually happening. And when you find that, then you will find Maisha Prime News, trusted, unbiased, authoritative.
The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the best. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Welcome back. My name is Bushabi Jr. This is Prime News. Now, former Kisii Governor James Ongwae and ex-county woman representative Ongera have officially quit Raila Odinga's ODM party, citing ill treatment. The two announced on Thursday that they will chart their own course, which they said takes care of the interests of the Kisii community. The ex-governor said the country is at a stage where individuals should join progressive-minded leaders and parties that focus on unity and collective decision-making in the affairs that affect society. It was not immediately clear whether they will join President Ye party or another outfit in the Kenya Kwanza coalition. The two leaders had immediately Ruto's victory was affirmed by the Supreme Court held talks with the president at Karen. Stephen Lubanga brings us that story.
Former Governor of Kisii James Ongwae and County ex-Women Representative Janet Ongera have resigned from ODM party. The duo announced their resignation from Raila Odinga-led party on Thursday, November 3rd.
We, the Orange Democratic Movement, in particular myself, James Ongwae, former Governor Kisii County, and Janet Ongera, Deputy Party Chairperson of ODM, have today decided conscientiously to resign from the ODM party with immediate effect.
Ongwae and Ongera, who addressed the journalists in Kisii, say they will reveal their next political move soon.
Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is a time and a season for everything, and for us it is time. We will soon issue a press statement on our next political journey and way forward.
Ongwae served his 2 terms as governor of Kisii County on ODM ticket, while Ongera served as Kisii women representative between 2017 and 2022 on ODM. Running for women representative, Ongera, a lawyer by profession, served as a nominated senator between 2013 and 2017 on ODM ticket. Ongera sought to defend her Kisii women representative seat on ODM ticket in August 9, 2022 general election, but lost to Wiper Party candidate Doris Donya Aburi. Aburi is a former radio representative at Igesa FM, a Kisii vernacular station owned by Royal Media Services Limited. Former Governor Ongwae, on the other hand, had been a member of ODM for close more than 15 years.
And on how better as a country we can manage our political affairs before and after elections.
It remains unclear where the ex-county chief is headed, though there are indications that he could join President William Ruto's camp after him and Ongera paid the head of state a visit at his current home on September 9th this year.
And I don't regret having been noted, but it's now time for us to exit. And I resigned as the Deputy National Chairperson and also as a member of ODM.
According to Ongera, working with Ruto will benefit the people of Gusii region.
We have today arrived at this decision having carefully taken stock of the activities preceding the last general election, and more so the ill manner in which the party treated us and our through political patronage by individuals who never had the interest of our community, especially the Gusii community at heart.
Previously, former nominated Senator and Deputy Senate Minority Whip Beatrice Kwamboka, former Busia Women Representative Florence Mutua, and former Lake Basin Development Authority Board Chairman Odoyo Owidi also resigned from the party.
I don't regret having been in ODM. We have grown in it, but it's now time for us to exit. And I resign as the Deputy National Chairperson and also as a member of ODM. We feel very sad that our party no longer meets the aspirations in which we...
For Maisha Prime News, I'm Lubanga Stephen.
Right, thank you so much. Now, the fight against global warming is gaining momentum around the world, with the debate on climate change news and the world over. Various countries across the world are developing strategies to deal with global warming. This includes projects, policies, and bills on this topical issue. In Kenya, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry has developed a reducing emission from deforestation and forest degradation strategy and investment plan, a new forest policy, and a national forest management system framework, which sets out key priorities for financing and implementing its groundbreaking. On that story, we have Nerima Wekesa.
Climate Climate change is posing an increasing threat to global socio-economic development and environmental sustainability. Climate change in Kenya is increasingly impacting the lives to Kenya's citizens and the environment.
The city of Nairobi has warmed more than average warming in the African continent. This place is taking us to a dangerous position and calls for urgent action against the current and projected impacts.
The main causes of climate change are cutting down forests, generating power, manufacturing goods, using transport, producing food, among many. In Kenya, the big cause is cutting of trees. Most Kenyans practice deforestation than afforestation.
To succeed, the civil societies work directly with the counties because that's where the action is. At the national level, there's too much policies, there is too much talking, there's too much meetings all over the place, but no action.
They might be more than willing to conserve the environment by planting more trees, but due to ignorance, poverty, and family issues, Kenyans end up cutting more trees.
A lot of ways of dispensing gas in a small way, so that I have 50 shillings, I can go and get gas. Okay? Because gas is efficient, is clean, and is affordable.
People cut trees because of poverty. There is no job opportunity among women and youth. Women and youth are the people to end poverty and drought in our communities and country through empowering them. Women need firewood to cook, charcoal to cook and sell to get money, a place to cultivate a sukuma wiki and some cereal. The trees around will go down. Drought in our country is now a pandemic. With most part of northern Kenya having not seen a drop of rain in months, it means that about 4.3 million people in the country are in dire need of food. The ongoing drought is the worst in 40 years, has affected 23 counties, out of which 10 are under the alarm drought phase.
In terms of nutrition, there's very serious malnutrition under 5. At least 940,000 children under 5 years old are facing acute malnutrition.
According to Dr. Richard Muita of the Kenya Meteorological Department, the country is now facing a 5th failed rain season, and this is not a new phenomenon, as the perennial history of drought in Kenya dates back from as early as 1928, describing the current dry spell as the worst in Kenya history in terms of longevity and severity.
In 1928, we had a very severe drought in Kenya. Then again, 1933 to 1937. In the 50s again, we had some major drought. Since 2016, at least we have had depressed rains almost, consecutively.
According to the latest report from IPCC, this year actually has been one of the hottest years since time immemorial. And it is actually indicated in the IPCC reports that this trend is actually likely to continue, making even life more difficult.
The unfortunate history of perennial drought has, however, done little in informing future interventions. Concern has been raised over the lack of proactive approach to addressing the drought situation in the country, which created another cycle of increased economic burden in drought mitigation programs. The Kenya Red Cross, for instance, has been engaged in an integrated drought management program, distributing food to over 275,000 people, cash transfer to about 116,560 people, animal offtake program across 13 counties, about 26,721, water provision of 480,000, and health interventions of about 500,000. But with the growing demand, coupled with the other factors such as the skyrocketing inflation rates, emergency interventions are no longer economically sustainable.
So initially, we were looking at a family house, or rather a household of 6 or 5 people, to support them with what we call quarter rations on emergency for 1 month, we were budgeting around 5,500 to 6,000. But now, we are forced to budget at 9,700.
During the last financial year, the government disbursed 4 billion shillings for hunger safety programs and 3.45 billion shillings for emergency relief. Another 950 million shillings was spent on livestock offtake, while 446 million shillings was used on water response activities and 3.23 million for Inua Jamii cash transfer program.
We're trying to provide seedlings and also have some little awareness in the farmers so that they can be able to plant these short maturing crops, taking advantage of these rains.
Having livestock breeds that can be able to survive in areas that are continuing to become drier, instituting more management responses in dryland areas, for example. There is a scientific approach called rangeland management.
Experts in weather and drought management are calling for a change of strategy to end the cycle. Nerima Wekesa for Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you so much, Nerima. Now moving on, even as the newly appointed Foreign Affairs Minister Alfred Mutua tours Saudi Arabia to follow up on cases of abuse of Kenyan workers in the Gulf state, more Kenyans continue to be rescued from the torture. 2 girls from Irenji village, Shinyalu constituency in Kakamega County were rescued from their employers in Saudi Arabia after allegedly suffering at the hands of their employers over a period of time.
Kwa wasichana watatu, mwingine alikuwa wa Kitale, huyu mwingine tunatoka naye hapa. Ache ndio kunipea kitu, ache ndio walitafuta huku pesa tena wakafanyisha hapa Harambee, ikatumanishwa Nairobi. Na baada ya wanatumanisha hiyo Nairobi hiyo pesa, visa yangu iko imeharibika, visa inaharibika kwa miezi 3. Ndio mimi na chindo na kishangaa, kwani ache ndio wako na mnakani.
Serikali ya Kenya inatakana wawe na watu wanaofaa kwa kuchukua watu kutoka hapa Kenya wakienda huko, wajue wanaenda wapi na ni sehemu gani wanaenda kufanya hiyo kazi. Kwa ajili wanaingishwa ndege na wanaenda huko, kufika huko. Kama wangu alikuwa anatakana aende kule Kadara, lakini alipatikana kule Southern Arabia, ndio alipatikana huko. Sasa akashindwa. Wakati nilikuwa Kenya niliambiwa naenda Qatar. Sasa nimepatikana na mnakani Southern Arabia.
Na kama kuna mswada mwingine ambao Mheshimiwa Fred Kana anaweza leta bungeni kusaidia wale wasichana ambao wanatoka kwenda nchi za ugaibuni ili kuwasaidia wasiweze kuteseka vile tumeona Christine kama anateseka hapa, itakuwa vizuri sana sababu atakuwa amesaidia Kenya kwa jumla.
Mkikucha hapa Ijinga muone huyu vile msichana huyu amekaa mbaya sana, kwa sababu alitoka hapa akiwa mzima, lakini amerudi hapa akiwa mgonjwa. Kutembea ni ngumu, hata kuoka ni ngumu, hata motoni ni ngumu, hata kupika ni ngumu, ni shida. Na ako na mtoto, huyo mtoto anahitaji kuenda shule.
Nasema serikali yetu ya Kenya na president wetu Honorable Ruto achukue usukani wa kuangalia hawa wasichana wenye wanatoka wanaenda nchi za mbali hizo, wakiteseka huko, wakikufia huko. Kwangu naona hata apinge hiyo maneno ya watu kutoka hapa kuenda nchi za mbali. Kwa ajili tunadhani ni kusaidia, lakini kumbe hata ni kukufia huko.
And various stakeholders in Nyeri County want the CBC curriculum retained, even as they question the implementation modalities. The stakeholders were giving their views to the Presidential Working Party on education reforms at the Nyeri High School that was led by Purity Babu. A section of the stakeholders wants the junior high school learners to remain in primary schools as opposed to them joining the junior secondary school. Some opined that the CBC learners were prone to being bullied by their secondary school counterparts even as other stakeholders raised concerns about the cost element of the competency-based curriculum system.
Tujadiliane kwa uwazi kama Wakenya gharama ya elimu katika nchi yetu, na ukienda katika basic rights katika katiba yetu ni guaranteed basic right ya mtoto wa Kenya kupata elimu bora kama vile nchi inavyoweza. Jambo la pili, lishe katika shule. Kuna watoto wengi sana wazazi wao hawana uwezo wa kulipia gharama ya chakula cha mchana katika shule.
This is our proposal. Grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 should be domiciled in primary schools. If you domicile grade 7, 8 and 9 in primary schools, it will be a matter of continuity. You know, in a country like Finland, we don't talk about junior secondary. You are starting from grade 1, you go to grade 2, all the way to grade 12.
The number of drought disaster victims in the coast region has risen to 678,000 as the situation keeps worsening each day in the country. Nationally, there are more than 4.35 million Kenyans who are in dire need of humanitarian assistance following the crisis. Kenya Red Cross Society has said the situation in the country is threatening lives, especially in northeastern Turkana and some parts of the coastal region.
So the situation in the country as regards the drought is very bad. It's worsening day by day. Today we are talking nationally of about 4.35 million Kenyans in need of humanitarian assistance, either through water, through food, or through health interventions in response to the drought. Particularly here in the coast region, we have over 678,000 people who are affected by the drought, and the numbers are increasing. They're getting worse. We are seeing increasingly livestock that have been lost. At national level, over 2.5 million livestock has been lost, and this in effect is affecting the livelihoods of those families. It's affecting the nutrition in those families. It's affecting generally the lives of those families. Today in this region, in about 4 counties, we will be distributing about food to about 12,000 households. Here in Kilifi will be 3,000 households. The total value of the food we'll be distributing is about 58 million shillings, and this is food that has been donated by well-wishers such as the Taufik family and several other well-wishers. So this is what we'll be doing just immediately today, and the actions right now are focusing on immediate life-saving measures. We are conscious that we need to continue strengthening the long-term interventions to ensure that the families don't slide back into these difficult situations, particularly knowing that the weatherman has said these rains of October, November, December are going to fail.
Isitoshe, hata wale watoto kuna shule nyingine ambayo inaitwa Makuduni, bado kuna matatizo ya njaa. Hata tulikuja tukalalamika wakati wa hii campaign, tukalalamika tukaambia hao watoto wapate lishe bora, lakini haikufanyika hata leo. Bado kunaendelea na hiyo shida. Pili, kuna msara ambao hata juzi niliongea na madaktari hao waliokuja kule sehemu hizi. Watu wanakohoa, wengine wanaumia magonjwa ya tumbo, na kuna matatizo ambayo kama hayo. Tumelalamika kwa mbunge, tumelalamika kwa huyo mbunge ambaye mpaka sasa bado yuko, na hata kwa MC ambaye hayuko, anaitwa Yasin. Unaona? Hilo tatizo bado hajashughulika.
Watu wanateseka na chakula. Kwa hivyo mtu akisema huku hakuna shida ya chakula ni uongo. Ni wale ambao hawajaingia kwa mashinani. Mimi ni Harriet, mimi ni kama daktari wa nyanjani, ninatembelea zile nyanja zangu kule na ninaona vijiji vyangu vile watu wanateseka. Tuna shida hata ya maji. Tunalala kwenye visima. Na ukilala kwenye kisima kama sisi tulilala jana, unakaa wiki nzima ndio unaenda kwa kisima. Kwa hivyo kusema kweli tunataka msaada. Bado tunaomba msaada watu wa Jibana.
We have a big number of children who are malnourished, children under 5, pregnant women, and mothers also who are lactating. And the biggest problems that they are having here is lack of food or insufficient food. There is insufficient water. We have records of very many water sources that have dried. So people have to walk longer distances to go and fetch water. In the process, we are seeing children dropping out of school as they go to search for water, as they go to search for food.
And the Director General of the Wildlife Services Organization in the country, retired Brigadier John Waweru, on Thursday held a meeting with farmers on large farms in the Savo East Park. KWS is assessing the effects of drought in the park and across the country.
I know there are times when saa zingine nasema kujeni mchukue hawa wanyama wenu,
wanyama si wetu, ni wenu nyinyi. All we do is look after them for you. That's what we do. Okay, and that's what the law says. We don't own any animals as Kenya Wildlife. We are mandated to look after them for posterity and for the future, so that we can have a space where we still have wildlife.
I believe we should end anything which concerns, so that we can now start moving as a team. I personally, I have some bullets over here, but I think I'll fire them later as the meeting grows. So me, I don't have much to say, but let's engage and let's be very objective, because the idea is we want to finalize this problem.
Alright folks, with that story, let me just take another quick commercial break, but don't go away. I'll be right back.
This is the place where it all happened. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susan Masaba.
Walter Usolo Shem Bilembwa.
The voices we hear.
Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV. Now every day here on Maisha Prime News, we air feature from different schools across the country
that have revolutionized societies through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin. Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV.
Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you. Wait.
No. The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa.
And local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. The Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want and loving it has never been this easy.
We build your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. It's your season. Najivunia kuwa Mkenya. Na ninajali matukio yanayojiri nchini Kenya na ulimwengu mzima. Natazama runinga ya Maisha ili nipate habari kamili. Naichagua, naitazama na ninaipenda. Maisha TV ni bora. Maisha TV, your entertainment TV. Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. Education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Alright, welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime News. Let's get our education segment.
Secondary School is an academic-oriented high school in the Great Kimilili sub-county of Trans Nzoia County, as Mr. Richard, the school principal, narrates.
I'm Richard Wanyama Wekesa, principal of Mungano High School. I'm around 5 months old in this school. I came in November. Not November, I think it was in May. 11th this year. We have tried here and there. And the school is located in Trans Nzoia County, Kimilili sub-county, and it's Sonar. It is a kilometer away from the highway of Kitale, Webuye. Kilometer away from the road, so it's not away from the road, and therefore It can be easily accessed by anybody coming to check on the school, particularly officers. They have been here for some time. We have around 455 for students, 213 are boys, 242 are the girls. And there are around 16 teachers. Out of these 16 teachers, 8 are TS employed, and 8 are employed by the Port of Management. But all the 16 trained teachers, they are able to teach and teach well. The school infrastructure is that we have got around 8 classrooms, which is occupying the 2-stream school. From 1 are 2 classes. From 2.
I am Mr. Henry John Ashuma, the Deputy Principal, Mungano High School. The school has a population of 455, 213 boys and 242 girls. The school is a DEB school. Our performance has been consistent, above average. In 2019, we took 5 students to the university. 2020, we took 2 students to the university. 2021, there was a drop due to the long corona break. We did perform well.
Despite having limited learning facilities, the school has improved modern learning resources, which is the major contribution of the school academic goal.
My name is Onesmo Sotiambo. I'm in Form 4, and my aim after getting out of this school is that I'll be a neurosurgeon and come to help this society. Form 4 this year is planning to take 20 or more students to the university with the help of the teachers who are always here to encourage us. The principal here and the teachers and the non-teaching staff are always inspiring us on the better future and the better tomorrow.
A student from Mungano High School. I'm the captain of this school, and my role is to ensure that I guide my fellow students very well. I am there to ensure that they're working well. My message to the Form 4 that are going to sit the examination is that to tell them that they're the ones that they're carrying our school name. Our school name is on top of their head, and I would like to tell them to work hard for this last month they are in school.
The school enjoys the support from the Kiminini Sub-County leadership, School Board of Management, and the surrounding community.
On infrastructure, we are well equipped in our laboratories and in our library. Although at present we don't have classes for CBC. So we are calling upon well-wishers to support us to put up classrooms for CBC. Otherwise,
departments, I think we are doing well, and the Port of Management, I think, is supportive enough. Community is very good. I'm not quarreling people. They did support so much, and I think we are going very far with them.
Mungano Secondary School is also known as a sports giant in the region.
Particularly in camps, I think this year, when we hit camps, I think my boys and girls went up to county, particularly in soccer. Went up to county. We also did very well in netball. They also did very well in these indoor camps. So they are very good students.
In sports, we usually identify the talent of our students. First, in academics, we guide them in career choices. And in sports, as a school, we are good in handball. We have represented the school up to county level. We have also represented the school up to county level in leg ball and football. In table tennis, we also have a strong team. We have represented the school up to county level.
Mr. Richard, the school principal, has promised the Muungano community of great performance in the coming KCSE examinations.
Postulate to what is that if we are looking at its targets, I was thinking that if this school can take around 10 to 15 students to university, I think that would be very good. Because so far the highest number they have taken to university is 7 in a given year. So if I can make take at least double that number to university, I think it will be okay. But learners are very receptive. Learners are very okay. I think they have the purpose, particularly this year's from FOSA, they can be able to reach that far. I think they are purposed and they can go places.
On discipline of students, students are well guided. We have guidance and counseling sessions, and where they err beyond the discipline committee, we invite the parent to come and we settle. Otherwise, there is no measure in discipline.
For Maisha Prime Education segment, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet.